Alright, so I just want to tear apart this video that's on YouTube right now. It's called Robert Francis Kennedy's Affairs. When Robert Kennedy is, first of all, a hero. He's one of my heroes. He's actually my biggest hero outside of my family. So to see this, it's from this stupid channel called Factsverse, and it's like a TMZ knockoff where they try to like slander people and gossip and basically try to see all these juicy fake stories to make people like interested and subscribe and get all these views for it. And you're slandering the dead. So you're speaking ill of the dead and somebody that can't defend themselves, especially a really good man. So I'm going to tear apart this video though, because this guy's a douche. Sorry to say, but you are for what you're doing. And, you know, the fact that whatever his name is, I don't even know his name. I'll pull it up and I'll just go into it. I don't even want to just have to like explain myself. I'll just go right into it.
Family is no stranger to
Oh,
controversy.
there he is. Okay,
Most people's
Tim
mind.
Blaine. Yeah, Tim. I'd like to have a discussion with you because you are a douche for this. Maybe you're not a douche in general, but you're a douche for this specifically. So, yeah, like think about how JFK and RFK saved the world by the Cuban Missile Crisis. How RFK actually diverted us from having a nuclear meltdown, and you know what I mean. Like they also stopped the church from being burnt down that MLK was in because Robert Kennedy also was the one who declared martial law when that happened. You know what I mean? They fought for civil rights and they did everything they could to save the world, and they did it, and they got killed for it. So I either believe that you're probably some sort of government shill, like FBI shill, CIA shill, or if not, you're just some douche that doesn't like the Kennedys because you have some sort of uh, thing against them for some reason because you think you're better than them. What have you accomplished, Tim Blaine, besides slander the dead and have a stupid YouTube channel? You've done nothing. Nobody even knows. I don't even know who you are. Like, nobody knows who you are. So, anyway, let's just not even go into him and let's just talk about this video that he's trying to bring up that are a bunch of lies and tear him apart. So, long live JFK and RFK's legacy, and God bless them and their souls.
Minds typically jump to JFK's notorious womanizing and infidelity
Oh, and
whenever
also
discussed.
JFK's womanizing infidelity was most likely also a bunch of just a bunch of gossip that was trying to make him look bad too. Because you know what, they were going to try to take him out of office with the gossip and the slander, as J. Edgar Hoover did. He had all these fake videos or whatever recordings. I mean, of how JFK was having all these affairs and whatnot. He may have had a couple of affairs, but he didn't have as many as people are saying. But I still don't even think that he had all the affairs. I don't even know if he had any affairs. But if he did, he didn't have that many to the point these people are saying. It's a bunch of gossip. It's a bunch of slander. So, anyways, because that was their goal. If they didn't kill him by shooting him, they were going to slander his name to get him out of office when he was reelected. But they shot him anyway, and they shot RFK the same way, and the same thing happened with trying to slander him.
In the love life of the Kennedys. But the late president's little brother, Robert Francis Kennedy, was equally infamous for his
No,
cheating ways.
he
In
was
fact,
not.
RFK's poor wife, Ethel Skakel, who,
So,
mind you,
and there we go. Like with the whole subjectivity, his poor wife. You don't even know what happened. You weren't there. Were you there in the bedroom with with J or RFK and JFK or whatever, and Ethel and whoever else, Jackie O, and all these people and their love life? Like, no, you weren't, dude. You're such a douche. Um, his poor wife. They were madly in love with each other. They literally were so in love with each other. They said it was love at first sight and had 11 kids together. So I think that you're just being an idiot there, Tim, whatever is, I don't even know.
still alive as of April 2022, knew full well that her hubby
And
was
she
sneaking
is still
around with
alive,
other
and
women.
she has shut herself up because of getting threatened by the FBI and the CIA for saying who killed her husband, because it wasn't just Sirhan Sirhan. and also all the other things to try to slander him so that she could stay alive and keep her kids alive.
Every opportunity he got.
Nope.
Bobby's widow knew the Kennedys perhaps better than anyone else not born into the family. Even before she tied the knot with Robert on June 17, 1950, she was already well aware of what she was getting herself
Just
into.
listen
She
to his
understood putting
sentiment.
up with infidelity.
Listen to this guy's sentiment. It's so obvious that he has something against RFK. It's so obvious.
Was the price she had to pay for getting hitched to a
The price
Kennedy
she
boy.
had to pay.
Even so, according to a
This is
2016 biography titled Upstairs at the White House, My Life with the
yes,
First
okay.
Ladies, Ethel loved her husband dearly.
And that book was written to try to tell everybody how much she loved him and how much he loved her.
Intense love for the former U.S. Attorney General and Senator meant she had to look the other way whenever he got caught up.
What is it? Where is it in the quotes of the book where she said she had to look the other way? Tell me, if it was the time where Marilyn Monroe was flirting with him and he was just kind of being friendly with her, and she got upset by that just by him being a friendly guy, because look at him, he shakes people's hands, he's a nice guy. Is that what you mean?
And scandalous and ethically questionable activity.
Ethically questionable.
He's
one of the most ethical. He was literally the most ethical politician next to JFK, of course. Well, actually, he was. JFK was the most ethical president that we've ever had.
To him in his office.
As far as, and it doesn't even matter what their love life was. You should see the presidency and how greatly they helped people.
Consisting of photos, books, and other reminders of his legacy.
How they helped the world. They were going to change the world. They changed the world to try to take the elites down and try to make it so that the bankers in this capitalistic monopoly of a society, trying to take it down so that the people that were poor and needed help could be helped. Robert did everything he could to help the poor.
He also wore his bomber's jacket emblazoned with the presidential seal and would drive by his gravesite at Arlington Cemetery twice daily. Drowning in grief, Bobby evidently obsessively chewed his nails, lost a tremendous amount of weight, had trouble sleeping,
and was so
constantly
horrible.
Haunted by an old amputation that never fully healed.
Oh, that's so slanderous and so so unethical.
Following in his brother's footsteps, Bobby sought the affection of women other than his wife to cope with his feelings of loss.
I don't think he did. I think that he talked to women and probably had been friendly with women, just like he was with many people. I don't think he was going out and having sex with a bunch of women outside of his marriage. Sorry, bud.
He cheated on Ethel with numerous women.
No,
far more than documented.
that didn't happen.
While our intent isn't to run the
listen, I can't prove anything either because I wasn't there, but I'll tell you what, there's more evidence to say that he didn't do it than to say he did do it. All the other evidence that you get is just a bunch of hearsay. And the audios you hear are from J. Edgar Hoover, who hated him and said, and Clyde Tolson, his gay lover, had said, I want the SOB shot. If I could, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing there, but he said that he wanted that SOB shot, referring to RFK. So yeah, J. Edgar Hoover's not a good source to get your facts from. Neither is Sam Giancana, who wanted them both dead, him and JFK.
In this video, we'll be taking a look at several of the women RFK cheated on his wife with.
Okay, no, he didn't.
The before times, Bobby's first sexual experience.
Okay, this doesn't even this doesn't even have any relevancy towards his affair. It says the title, every woman Robert Kennedy had an affair with. What does this have to do with his affair? This is what I'm talking about. People just want to get a juicy story.
Reportedly,
it's slander of the dead. It's just horrible.
An African American woman. He was quoted as saying it wasn't bad, but wasn't all that fabulous either.
And I'm sure that
in 1950 he married Ethel at age 22.
Exactly. He wasn't sleeping around. It was probably his only experience that you could even come up with before he got married.
The couple welcomed their first child into the world. They would go on to have a total of 11 kids.
Yes. And that's why it leads me to think, if he had 11 kids with his wife, why would he want to be going around to other women?
Born February 13th, 1933, Novak got her start in the industry in 1954 when she
I'm
signed
just
with
gonna try to
Columbia
shut
Pictures.
up and
She went on to become one of the top box office stars in Hollywood, appearing
just
in hit
gotta
films like Picnic,
listen
Pal
and
Joey,
pick
and
it apart.
Vertigo. Although she was still young and widely considered in her prime, Novak withdrew from acting in 1966 and has only made sporadic appearances in films ever
So
since.
where is
Some
the
of her
whole
later roles
RFK
included
thing?
appearances in films like The Mirror Cracked and
Okay,
Liebestraum.
there's a bunch
After
of
filming the latter, an experience
stupidity
she
to
considered
make up
widely
time for the
disjointed,
video
Novak vowed to permanently retire from acting. The
because you have a
89-year-old
titled
actress
video
has
and then
been
you
married.
just okay. Here's a stupid ad that I don't want to see. I'm gonna have to skip this now. I'm gonna have to take this out.
89-year-old actress has been married twice.
Where
Her first was to English actor, writer,
is
and producer Richard Keith
the
Johnson.
point?
They exchanged vows in
You made a
1965 and
title and now
divorced a
you're
year
just
later.
rambling to
She
get
later
a
married an
bunch of
equine
minutes in
veterinarian named
because you
Robert
know it's not
Malloy in
true.
1976, and they remained married, living in a log cabin together in Oregon
Okay.
until
Oh, what
Malloy's
does that
death
have to
in
do with Robert
2020.
Kennedy? Oh, wait, you're
While
just
little
making
is known
minutes up.
about the relationship, it's alleged that Robert Kennedy and Novak had a brief affair in 1961.
1961. Okay, so listen, it's alleged, you said. And there's no proof, no evidence, no hardcore evidence, no photos, nothing.
Before we tell you more about the women of Robert
Before you tell
Kennedy's
me
life,
more,
be sure to give this video a like
before you tell
and
me more, because
subscribe
you
to
just got to
Facts
put
First
that
if you
plug
haven't
in so that you
already.
get all the minutes you can. Bunch of
Lee
nonsense.
Remick.
So
This
he didn't even get into it. This
actress and
it's so
singer is best
stupid.
known for her Academy Award nominated role in 1962's Days of Wine and Roses. On Broadway, she won a Tony for her performance in the
Keep saying more
1966 play
stuff.
Wait Until Dark. Remick made her cinema
Tim,
debut
you're
in the
just
film A
looking
Face
bad,
in the
Tim.
Crowd in 1957.
Tim, you're just
She
looking like
later
an
starred in
idiot,
films
Tim.
like Anatomy of a Murder, No Way to Treat a Lady,
Tim, you're not
The
getting to
Omen,
the
and The
point, Tim.
Europeans. In 1973, she won a Golden
Tim,
Globe
you're
for
not
her
showing the
appearance in the
evidence,
TV
Tim.
film The Blue Knight. She also
Whatever
played
his
the
name,
title
Tom,
role in
Tim.
the 1974
Was it
miniseries
Tom
Jenny,
Tim
Lady
Lane?
Randolph Churchill. That ended up winning her a BAFTA TV
Get
Award
to the
for Best
point.
Actress.
Oh,
While she was connected to many men throughout her 4-decade spanning career, she was married twice. Her first
oh,
husband was producer Bill Colleran, whom she
okay,
married in
cool.
57.
What
The
does this
couple had
have to
2
do
children
with
together
Bobby?
before divorcing in 1968. She then married British producer William Rory Gowans
This
on
guy's.
December 18, 1970. They remained married while living in their home in Osterville, Massachusetts, until Remick's death in July of
I just want to
1991.
show this
She
all
was 55
to
when she
show how
lost her
stupid
battle
it
with
is
kidney cancer. While it's
and how
unclear
untrue.
precisely when Remick and Kennedy hooked up, it's presumed they
Oh,
had
did
an
you hear
affair
that? Wait a minute, that
sometime
was
while
really
she was
important.
married. She was 55 when she lost her
Listen to
battle with
this.
kidney cancer. While it's unclear precisely when Remick and
While
Kennedy
it's
hooked up,
unclear
it's presumed they
precisely
had an
when they
affair
hooked up,
sometime while she was married to her first husband in the
it's
early 60s.
presumed.
She was
While it's
55 when she
unclear,
lost her
that
battle
just
with
says
kidney
everything. You
cancer.
don't even
While
know.
it's unclear precisely when
Oh
Remick
my.
and Kennedy hooked up, it's presumed they had an affair sometime while she was married to her first
It's
husband in
presumed.
the early 60s.
It's presumed. And then you just go right to the next one.
Claudine Longuette.
Because you don't know.
Longuette is a Franco-American actress, singer, and dancer who was quite popular in the 60s and 70s. She was born in France and was married to television star and singer Andy Williams from 1961 to 75.
I think you're married
Longuette
to
and Williams and
BS,
Robert
Tim
Kennedy and
Blaine.
Ethel were close friends. They'd often take cruises together on the Salmon River in central Idaho in the summer.
Okay. So
Throughout
what?
the 60s, she and her husband would host the Kennedys at their homes in Bel Air and Palm Springs.
Okay.
Likewise, they would often spend time at the Kennedys' residences in New York City
Okay.
and Hickory Hill, Virginia. Longuette and Kennedy's affair likely happened in 1967.
Likely.
But nothing more ever came from it.
But nothing more ever came from it.
Shot at the Ambassador Hotel
You don't
on
even
June
know.
5th, 1968.
Oh my.
Longuette
You have
and
no
Williams
evidence,
joined the
no
Kennedys
details,
and their
nothing.
friends at Good Samaritan Hospital, where doctors did their best to save Bobby's life.
Exactly. It has nothing to
Unfortunately, he
do
died in the
with
early
it.
hours
Dude,
of the
this guy
following
is
day.
such an
Longuette
idiot.
and Williams later named their son Robert after the assassinated senator.
Wait a minute. So if he had an affair with her, why would she name her son after Robert and her husband go along with that? That makes no sense.
Hospital, where doctors did their best
Like
to save Bobby's
this
life.
is all
Unfortunately,
BS.
he died in the early hours of the following day. Longuette and Williams later named their son Robert after the assassinated senator.
You're such an idiot, Tim Blaine.
Marilyn Monroe.
Ah,
For
Marilyn
years, it had been
Monroe.
rumored that Robert and the quintessential
It's the
Hollywood
one where
blonde
he
bombshell
saw her for a
Marilyn
brief
Monroe had an
moment
affair. A
and talked
recently
to her a little bit,
uncovered
being
letter
friendly,
appears
and
to
she was the
confirm
one
this
flirting with
rumor.
him.
The letter in question is 2 pages long and penned
Wait,
sometime
wait,
when
wait.
Hollywood
Sorry.
blonde bombshell Marilyn Monroe had an affair. A recently uncovered letter appears to confirm this rumor. The
No,
letter in
that
question is
letter
2
was
pages
probably
long
written by
and penned
somebody else.
sometime in the early 60s by JFK and RFK's sister Jean Kennedy
And
Smith.
then not only
In it,
that,
Smith expressed her delight in the fact that her brother Bobby and
Jean was
Monroe were
probably
a
doing
hot
it just
new
to get
item.
attention
She
from
further
it.
insisted Monroe should come with Kennedy when he came back to the East Coast. Rumors began to swirl that Monroe
And
and
it was
Kennedy
just
were
like a friendly
involved in a
letter,
romantic fling
even if
after
she didn't do that, it
photographs
was
of the two
probably just a
attending a
friendly letter
number of
just to
events surfaced. But there's never been any concrete evidence confirming the nature of their
exactly.
relationship.
There
Those in
isn't any,
attendance at JFK's notorious 45th birthday bash in 1962,
which was
when Monroe
all
sang a rather
a
sultry
bunch of
rendition of Happy Birthday
hoopla,
to the President,
hoopla,
have said she put the moves on
hoopla,
Bobby that night right in front of his wife Ethel.
hoopla.
One attendee named Lou Harris claimed Monroe pinned Bobby against the wall.
Yes, she
Ethel was
did.
apparently so enraged she went home in a huff,
Okay.
saying that what had just happened
Does that
was the
mean he
most
had an affair with
disgusting
her?
thing
No,
she'd
that
ever
means she
seen.
was hitting on him.
Jackie Kennedy.
Okay,
Not
here we
long
go.
after JFK's assassination,
Jackie
the First
Kennedy.
Lady struck up an affair with Bobby that apparently went on for 4 years.
So wait a
And
minute.
according
Just
to one
because he was
source, it
so
was
kind
her,
to her
not
and
Ethel,
nice to
who
her,
instructed doctors to pull the
looking after
plug
her because
after
he loved his
RFK was
brother
shot
so
at the
much.
Ambassador
Wait a minute.
Hilton.
He loved his brother so much he would wear his bomber jacket, visit his grave twice a day, but then he would just go out with his wife and have sex with his wife? No. No, no, no. He loved his brother so much, and he loved her as a sister-in-law to the point where he was having a friendly thing that was like just to be a good fatherly figure to her kids because of her husband dying.
Hell, according to the book Bobby and Jackie, A Love Story, Ethel, Bobby's
Listen,
11 kids, and the rest of the
I think even if Bobby, he probably did have a crush on her, but it wasn't like he was gonna do anything. Like in a sense, like he probably had feelings for her, but he didn't. It wasn't gonna go further than that. I know it. As far as I can't prove it, but I know it in my gut. Like I just know it.
Kennedy family all knew about Jackie and the late senator's romance.
They were not
According to
romancing.
Franklin
They were
Roosevelt
being
Jr.,
friendly,
who
and
served
he was
as
supporting her
JFK's
as a widow.
Undersecretary of Commerce, RFK and Jackie carried on, as he put it, like a pair of lovesick teenagers. He went on to
No,
speculate that Bobby
they
likely
carried
would
on
have dumped
as if they
Ethel
were
to
being
marry
very
Jackie if it had been
close to
possible.
each other as a
Now it's time to hear
sister-in-law.
from you. Do you think RFK's wife Ethel should have left her husband for cheating on her?
No, because you know what? You say it was as if he was cheating on her, but you had no evidence at all. None. None of those were evidence to say that he was cheating. So you just automatically assume it because you're a douche that wants to assume something and slander the dead. You want to just go and assume something that is not true because you don't like him.
Just he did? Let us know in the comment section
No,
below.
I think Ethel
And
loved
before you
him,
go, make sure you give this video a
and that's why she never remarried. And I'm never subscribing to you or Faxverse or your TMZ knockoff channel. I think that she loved him so dearly and he loved her dearly. And I do not think that he had any affairs with any women. Even if he did, it's not a big deal because he was a great attorney general and his brother was a great president. And he would have been a great president if he was alive past 1968 because he would have won. And you're just some slandering douche. I don't care about this guy, Faxverse, Tim Blaine, whatever, uh, David Blaine, whatever. Get the hell out of here and stop slandering the dead. You're a horrible channel.